Welcome. We are here today. It's Tuesday and it's time for Dangerous Conversations. And I have Ajay Patel joining me today. I'm Susan McConnell, your LinkedIn for the Reserved Champion. And I host this conversation every Tuesday at noon. And I bring on different people in my network to light up your world with actionable and maybe dangerous ways you can improve your life and your business life so that we can all be successful together. And today I'm going to introduce a new tip that I'm going to do every week for LinkedIn. And I was reading a newsletter, and I love to give people credit that, give great information. And the tip is, number one, fill out your profile completely. Because if you do, you are 40% likely, 40 times more likely to be found in search on LinkedIn. So that means industry and location, current position, education, profile photo, at least 50 connections, a minimum of 5 skills, and I didn't know that one. And make sure your about summary is done. And then people can find you on LinkedIn because you're here. You might as well be found, right? Yes. So
that's the point, right?
It is the point, right? That's why we're here. So today, my guest is Ajay Patel. So everybody who's here, thumbs up if you're here and you want to save time in your day. So as people put in things, I'm going to send them in. But Ajay has learned how to turn an 8-hour workday into 2 hours. And I'm completely amazed by this. And he was telling me about his experience in the oil industry, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with that, where he learned this skill. So I'm just going to bring him on and let's get going trying to save time because we talked about ADD, and that is my problem with saving time. So welcome, Ajay. Glad to have you here.
Hi, Susan. How's it going? So happy to be here.
Excellent. It's going excellent. February is over. Trevor says hello. Hello, Trevor.
Hi, Trevor.
Trevor wants to save time as well. Thumbs up, everybody. I don't know how to define thumbs up in this comment thing. So I'm still learning, and I've been doing it for 6 months, I was telling you. So tell me how you do this. Tell me how you figured out how to save time. I cannot wait to hear it.
So this is obviously a common question because I throw it out there, right? So, this goes back to my days. I'm actually a mechanical engineer by education, and so many of the different roles I've had in my life, the first thing I do is I take a look and I try to assess what am I trying to accomplish, and I get myself organized. At that point, I take a look at the overall work processes. I communicate well with my team members that I'm working with, and I'm like, hey, what are we doing here? How can we do things a little bit better? What does our process look like? And then finally, I wrap in automation. And by doing so, I've been able to reduce my effective work days from 8 hours down to 2 hours. Well, not effective, but my work day from 8 hours to 2 hours. And I've done this multiple times.
That's amazing. I'm completely amazed by that. And it sounds like it's bringing in people to help you do that.
Yeah, look, the truth is that sometimes you need an outsider's perspective. Most of the times when I've been put in a role, I was the outsider. Here's this person that's kind of a little bit of fish out of water. And then I put my eye on it and I say, hey, I think we might be able to do things a little bit differently. And so what's really great about what I do now is I'm constantly a fish out of water. I don't really work in a specific industry. I've worked with mortgage companies. I've worked with coaches. I've worked with billing services, you name it, manufacturing facilities across the board. And I've helped them, create time.
That's amazing because you know what? That is the one thing when I talk to anybody, whether it be my friends or my business colleagues, how's everything going? I'm so busy. So when I hear that word busy, and I've done a post about this, like everybody's running around saying that they're busy. But I think sometimes you're saying you're busy and it almost sets you up to be too busy. Am I?
Yeah.
Is there
there's a correlation.
Okay.
There's a correlation. It's a mindset, right? So, when you look at how we've been taught to kind of think about being productive in a day, it was always about the inputs. And really, we have to flip our thinking and we have to look at productivity as an output. What are we actually accomplishing during the day? And for some people, unless they're constantly doing something, They don't feel like they're being productive when in fact, if they just did things a little bit differently, if they worked with their team a little bit differently, they would create time in the day to focus on other things.
So I get that, and I think that is one of my issues. It's like I'm the one of those. We talked about this, and I said I took 2 Adderall yesterday, and I got a lot accomplished. And Chaz is on here. I think he should try it. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was amazing because I said I have to get this, this, and this done, and I didn't start doing anything else till I actually worked on the things that I had listed in my calendar. I'm getting good about putting things in my calendar, but it's that taking time to think about it instead of running around being busy.
Right.
I love that.
Right. And especially if you have to work with a team, and that's where
Mhm.
process comes into play. Because once you start working with a team, if you're kind of a little bit all over the place, when you have a team, then that just magnifies, and then they're all going to be all over the place. And what's going to happen is this kind of lack of productivity is just going to magnify throughout your team. And so when you make the little adjustments to get your process streamlined, you actually see a magnification in productivity. Things get better exponentially.
Huh. Interesting. So how have you helped others?
I've worked multiple projects in many ways. So I can give you one example. I had a client very recently. They came to me and said, "Hey, Jay, listen, whenever we onboard clients, we're spending 40, 50 hours a week, or 40 to 50 hours more than just a week, trying to get through their data, understanding how they work, understanding if we can help them. What can you do for us?" So I sat down with them. We did an overall look at their process. We implemented some automation. We looked at what the critical information they really needed was. And we got it down under 10 minutes.
From say that again. From what? From what time? Say that one again.
50
I'm in
hours,
on.
between 40 and 50 hours,
Down to what?
and under 10 minutes.
Whoa. We're
Yeah.
wasting a lot of time on this earth. We
Oh,
need to
yeah. Yeah.
wow.
They were happy. They were very happy.
And it was about automating processes and everybody working together.
Automating processes, understanding what was critical and important, having an understanding of how people could work better together. All of these things, when you put them together, they increase things like huge. When you think about what you said earlier about the LinkedIn profile, having to have all of the different parts of it finished and complete, and then all of a sudden you see your profile take off, work processes are the same way. You need to have all of the elements. You need to have the communication, the organization, the process, and the automation. You need to have all of those elements put together. You'll have a lot of people out there that are like, "Hey, I can automate your process." Well, that's great. If you don't have the other elements figured out, guess what? It's not going to work. If you don't have communication, if you don't even understand how work flows through your business, it's not going to work good. All you're going to do is magnify problems.
Oh, I'm definitely in that school of magnifying because I automate a few things, but like you said, if you don't have that strategy behind it, you're kind of just throwing automation into the wind, I think.
Absolutely correct. I mean, you can magnify, you can automate the good, or you can automate the bad. And if you automate the good, you're going to get great. And if you're going to automate the bad, you're going to get rut-row.
Yeah, oh, definitely. So where did you learn all of this?
Oh, that's a great question. I'll tell you, this is a story of don't judge a book by its cover.
Good.
I was about 24, 25 years old, young engineer, project manager, and I was assigned a task with a gentleman by the name of Bill Gerstad, who had many years of experience on me, getting ready to retire, and we were asked to help our company figure out their inventory management system. We were constantly late on delivering our orders to our industrial clients. And so I thought I had all the answers. I'm going to bust out my databases, my spreadsheets, and I can be a wizard within that environment, or at least so I thought. And I remember one day Bill came up to me, and here I am pounding through my sheets, and I'm already outperforming our entire division that was doing all the purchasing. And he's like, "Why are you working so hard?" I'm like, "Bill, what are you talking about?" He's like, "I already finished the day. In fact, I'm probably done the week." And I said, "How the hell did you do that, Bill?" And he introduced me to VBA and coding and how to be effective with it, and taught me so much. And I'm forever grateful to him, because if it hadn't been for that, for me looking at this person who you make an assumption, how's this guy going to be great with a computer? Man, he blew my doors off. But it was a great lesson on so many levels, and it's a great memory, actually.
That's incredible. And obviously, we learn from others, and sometimes the things we learn and we become passionate about, we learn from someone else, and
I,
their passion kind of flows into us, and it becomes part of ours. And I love that. That's awesome. Hey, we have a question from AJ. Can you see this? Where do you enter with a company, and do you start with some type of assessment?
Trevor, such a great question. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we can, what I like to do is generally book a 20, 30-minute session, have a conversation, kind of get to know you, get to know your challenges. And really, if we think that there's a potential fit here, we like to have a follow-up where we're going to assess where you are today, where you would like to go, and what are the challenges that you're facing. If we think we can help you, we'll create a customized plan that will help you overcome some of those challenges and get you on a pathway to creating more time for your company. Great question. Thank you.
Yeah, we had Trevor on. I think Trevor was on last week. I'm losing track of my life. But yes.
Yeah, and if anybody's interested, createtime.today, there's a place where you can download a spreadsheet there, or you can visit me on my LinkedIn profile. Right there in my profile, you can reach out to me and we could schedule a time to chat too.
And I put all that in the chat as well, and I'll put it on at the end because a lot more people watch this on replay. So a lot more people are going to learn how to save time over time. How's that?
Yeah.
So that's so interesting. So you create all this time. So now what do you do with all this time that you create?
Awesome question. Well, for me, I had used the time that I created to put myself in a position when I was in the energy industry for, more opportunities within the company that I was working for. We were an energy company that was owned by private equity. So I got this amazing opportunity to just build an incredible skill set because of that. However, it could be used for other things too. Look, you can, as a business owner, you want to spend more time on your business than in your business. So creating time puts you in a position where you can take a step back and you can start running your business as a CEO, kind of as a general. And now you understand what the people in your business are doing, and you can help them become more productive as well. And you can be more certain of the outcome. So you can put it back in your business. You can start looking at the horizon of your business. If your head's always down in the sand, you might not see the world changing around you. And that can create problems, right? So you want to be able to continue as a visionary and see what's going on. Put it right back into your family. For me, the biggest and the greatest thing that I see in my life right now is the fact that I help people do this, and I get to spend time with my family too. I encourage people, spend that time with that family. You have them, create the time and do it. There's no reason not to. And then finally, I say this a lot because I have a lot of friends who this is what they do, but get out to the driving range and work on that slice, right? Yes. You can put it to yourself. However you want to invest it, you can. It's really up to you, but really being efficient and understanding how to use your time wisely once you create it, that's going to be important. But it's up to you what you want to do with it. If you want me to help you figure out other ways, I'm more than happy to do it.
Yeah, no, and it's always good to get, we were talking about this before we came on. And I say this, and my partner and I have been saying this for probably literally 9 years, although I think we need to look at our own sayings, but do what you do best and outsource the rest, right?
Oh, 100%. Mm-hmm. You work at your peak, you will maximize your value. If you start doing things that other people are better at or trying to, it doesn't make sense, right? So, for example, I know how to create time. You know what I'm not good at? I'm not the best at marketing. I wasn't the best at LinkedIn B2B. And I went out and I found somebody, Chaz.
Yay, Chaz.
Yeah, no, he's so great. I mean,
unbelievable.
One of the things he said to me is like, AJ, if you spend enough time, you can learn everything I'm going to teach you. But here's the trick. You might spend the next year and a half, 2 years learning it. I could teach it to you in the next 2 months, and then you can actually use it, right? Creating time is the exact same way. All of the things I talk about, you can go out, you can buy the books, you can watch the stuff on the YouTube or whatever. But here's what you get. You get the opportunity to work with somebody that's already done it so many times. And then we just accelerate how soon you're going to start realizing those results and making sure you're on top of your game, because every day that passes by that you're wasting time, Unfortunately, you can't get that time back. Once it's gone, and you
No.
can't get it back. So you want to make sure you start recovering it now.
Yeah, it's really interesting when I think about, like, at the end of the day, I usually go, "Oh my gosh, I didn't accomplish much today." And it's because you get distracted and
Mhm.
things like that. And so how, like, what types of people do you work with? Well, what types of people do you think you can help the best?
So really, if you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, a founder, a person who has experienced growth inside of your business, you're starting to feel the stress, the anxiety. This is what this feels like, right? This overwhelming feeling of how am I going to get all of this done? And it's actually a good problem. It's a good
Yes.
sign. It means that people love what you do. Look, entrepreneurs, founders, you are all so passionate about what you do. I can't even emphasize that enough. Your passion is a magnet, and people see that and they want to work with you. And so they rush to you because you do such a great job and you love what you do, and that's where you do it from. That is where you are maxed out 100% of your value. And the truth is that when people start coming to you, it's time to take the next step. How do I put myself in a position where I can continue to provide this value? You have a responsibility to do that. You're putting some great stuff out in the world. So you're giving this value. How can we make it so that more people can get your value? And that's where somebody like myself can come in and really help you. I can help change your business. I can help change your business right away. We can get you moving in a direction where you're helping more people, but you're also less stressed. And you
Well,
feel like you still want to do this, and you're not going to get burned out, and you're going to even have more energy, and you're going to love what you do more. I see it with my clients every time.
that's awesome. I'm liking that feeling already. That's very awesome. Um, so what is like a typical, like, the way you do work one-on-one? Do you do groups? What's a typical length?
Well, it's one on one. It really depends after we have the session to determine exactly what you need. But look, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you organized. We're gonna get you to understand all the things in your head, and we're gonna help you get them prioritized. We have a special system that helps us do that. The next thing we're gonna do is look at hey, what does your team look like? What is everybody doing? What is the process that you're following? And look, here's the thing: when you lay out I've had clients where the simple act of laying out the process, so many ideas came. Well, why am I doing it like that? Why am I doing it like that? Why is this person working here instead of there? All of this stuff comes out, right? It's all right there and it all comes out. And you
Hmm.
start understanding how your team can work. You see the waste, you eliminate the waste. You see the opportunity, you attack it, right? So you get energized to do it. So you really understand how these things work. Then we'll look at your communication. I've had clients say to me, AJ, how do I go to my people and talk to them about this? Well, here's the thing. The great part about working with someone like myself is I've been, trained through the Dale Carnegie system. I've had my years in corporate America. I've had to have the conversations that you're going to have. So I can teach you, I can coach you, I can help you with that. I know how this works. And then finally, automation. Automation is one of those things where if you've done the other three, when you use automation, that's where you see the real value of it.
Oh, definitely. So it's interesting because I had Jennifer Denny on a few weeks ago, and we talked about automation, some pros and cons to it. And you and
Mhm.
I obviously referenced that because automation is great, but one, if you don't know what you're doing and you're not using it in the right way, and you think you are, let's not waste our time. And automation can be a great and powerful tool, but, like, you have to use it the correct ways. And
Susan, I will tell you right now. I will tell you right now, and I know this. Okay, I know what automation is out there. I know what it looks like. I've played with it. I've messed with it. Okay, the entrepreneurs that are watching this right now. Okay, not the and look, I was working in a billion-dollar energy company. I automated that, and I automated that with software that literally exists on almost everybody's computer today. Okay, if I can do that for a multi-billion-dollar energy company, and I could put automation in place. I have seen some of these large companies, they're using basic programs to put automation in place to help communication with their employees. If I can do it for them, I can absolutely help folks who have small businesses that are trying to get teams to work together. I can help them automate what they're doing.
that's incredible. It's incredible that you can take something that happened in a large business and translate it down to like entrepreneurs and small businesses. It's incredible. So why should this be important to everybody to do this?
So here's the thing. I believe in entrepreneurism. I really believe that folks who have a dream for wanting to accomplish something and create for this world, there is we create. And when you create opportunities, that means they're boundless. It's an endless supply. And it's so important for folks to go out and start realizing that dream and not get frustrated when they're having success. People get frustrated getting going, but then once it's going and you have to kind of make that transition from in your business to out of your business and managing it, there's a frustration there, right? And I feel like that's underserved for small businesses. And I want to help those folks because I don't want them to get frustrated. I want them to learn how to grow, and I want them to learn how to run their business effectively so they stay in the game. I want them to stay in the game. I want them to grow. I want them to see the benefit of having your own business and having people in your team and creating better lives for people. I want them to have that. So in order for them to have that, I feel an obligation to make sure I'm there to help them.
It's perfect. It's the truth. If we can all find that way to have, what is it, an 8-hour day down to 2 hours?
Yeah. I mean, look, results vary. Results vary. I did take 40 hours down to, under 10 minutes. So
yeah. Well, I can say you have to be committed to the process and do what you're asked to do. And what does Chaz say? Get outside of your comfort zone.
Yes, every single day. That's what we have to do.
Yes. It's awesome. Well, this has been really great. And like I said, I will put your information in the chat. So if anybody wants to reach out to AJ to save time, and we all need that time, and we all need to stop saying we're busy, because that's a mindset thing.
That's right.
That to me is so I try not to. When someone says they're busy, I'm like, what are you busy doing? Because when you think about that, what are you really busy doing? And sometimes you're busy doing things you shouldn't be doing, or
we're all guilty of it.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of it. Nobody's perfect. I'll even admit sometimes I'm not the best at creating my time either, but 80-20 rule.
Right.
If you're spending your time doing the right things, 80% of the time, you're going to see the dividends, right? We're not all going to be 100%. Sometimes it's nice to just sit on the couch with, your loved ones and watch TV. And that's perfectly fine too. So
yeah. That for me can also be a time suck. So I love that Trevor's naps, reading, exploration, ideating, and so much more when not doing tasks. That was awesome, Trevor. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And everybody, make sure you come every Tuesday, because I have different people on every Tuesday. And next week I have on Walter Crosby. He has a podcast, Sales and Cigars, which I was on last week. And we had a very interesting conversation about how sales has changed over the years from the salesperson. Sales, I can talk today here. From the salesperson. I know, I do it all the time. Chaz says it's okay to make mistakes, though. How many times did we mention Chaz in this discussion? We're going to count. Anyways, Walter and I talked about how salespeople almost have to be more fluent in marketing nowadays, because they have to also learn how to market themselves.
Yeah.
And it's different. You don't just do the sales piece and marketing does the marketing piece. We're all sort of intermeshed and intertwined. So that will be a great conversation next week as well. So thank you everybody for being here. Put in the comments after you contact AJ and get your time down from 8 hours to 2 hours. Results will vary.
Yeah, you might do better. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Have a great day, everybody. See everybody
Bye, everybody.
next Tuesday.
See ya.